What is video editing? There are many ways you can do video editing. Adobe Premiere, Power Director, or my preferred, Davinci Resolve. They all take media. Media comes in many forms. Video, a still photo, audio, or music. Alright, let's get started. I primarily use Davinci Resolve, so I'm going to open Davinci Resolve. I have the studio version, and I believe it is up to date. I have Studio 19. And I've got my project going right here. As you can see, I've got a few things going already in just a short period of time. So we're going to open up Davinci 101. And then we're going to go see that I seem to have lost a lot of stuff. It just tells me my media is not there. And I'm going to have to figure out what's going on to make this work. But I can come back to that because I believe it's telling me my machine is no longer connected to my other machine. I can verify that by going to import media, going down here to network, going down to my streamer, typing in hopefully this will resolve that problem. And if we come back to here, nope, it did not. I was hoping that it would. I'm going to try a simple thing here to see if maybe this will work. Now apparently it opened it, but I have no idea where it opened it. I think it's supposed to be over on my other. Let's see if it's over there. It is not. There it's back. So it just took a simple refresh to bring that back. I'm going to go ahead and go. I'll show that trick later. Alright, so what do I want to do? Well, inadvertently I just showed you something I didn't really want to show you just yet. What I want to do is Davinci 101. So Davinci 101. Well, the first thing you have to do, download Davinci Resolve, and you do that by going to Davin Blackmagic Design, right, or clicking on that, and you want to scroll down through here, down the page, and you have two versions. You have the free version, and you have the studio version, which is a lifetime license, one-time deal of $2.95. I've had that now for a while, thanks to a subscriber. I would recommend starting out with the free version, and then if you feel you need to, then buy the studio version. That's all you have to do. Once you click on it, it will do its thing. I don't need to do it because I've already got it. This is just showing you how to get Davinci Resolve. So we'll get back to Davinci. Once you've downloaded it and installed it to your computer, you're ready to go. There are many different things and 100 ways, if not 1,000 ways to do things. First thing you want to do is set your screens up the way you like to use them. Here you have your viewer, and then you have your timeline down here. And that's not the correct terminology for it. Down on this, you have your media page, the cut page, the edit page, the fusion page, the color tab, Fairlight, and then to render it out. If you go to here, I don't use this page. If you go to here, you have everything that you have in the edit page. I can't move. See, this is backwards to me. I'm moving the playhead. I should be moving the playhead to the left and not moving the playhead to the right. So I use the edit page because now this is what I'm used to. Move it to the left. So to get rid of these, you come up here to Workspace, Show Page, get rid of the media, Workspace, Show Page, get rid of the cut. This is my setup. This is how I prefer to do things. I'm comfortable this way. So I want that to be first and foremost. It's personal preference. Now, having done that, I have already got this started that you saw earlier tonight. So what I want to do now is I want to come over here to an empty space and explore some of the different options. Media pool, effects, and a sound library. You have to have media. To get media, you open the media tab, right click, and import media. Now mine is currently going over to my OBS on my streamer. So if I want to change that, I just click on the streamer, go to Davinci, go to data, and then grab some data. And grab anything you want. Media. Let's grab this picture. It's always going to be highlighted in the media pool until you drag it down to the timeline. Once you do that, it will not be highlighted any longer. So let's close the media pool. Again, personal preference. Open the media pool and off click to make it go away. Once you're in here, there's 1,000 different things you can do with these. That's probably an over exaggeration, but in order to do anything with this, it's a still picture, so you can move the playhead. It's not going to do anything. You come up here, Inspector. This is where the magic happens. We'll bring this down here so you can see. As long as it's highlighted and the playhead is over it, you're going to see that in your inspector. You can zoom it out. You can zoom it in. Or if you double click, it goes back to the original position. Now, one thing I do want to point out is click on this, get a little bit ahead of ourselves for a minute. We're going to go to the Fusion page, and we're going to come up here and see that this picture is in 2038 by 1532. I thought it was 1920 by 1080. So that's one way of telling that. I don't know if there's a way to tell that in here. I don't like these black bars, so I'm going to expand that out to here, and that way it fills it up. That's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do in here is you can rotate it using the rotation angle. Double click puts it back to where it was. Your pitch, your yaw. Double click will always put it back to the center, or you can come over here and click on the go back button, as I like to call it. You got cropping here. You can turn that on and then you can crop it. You got dynamic zoom here, which if you were to play this now, it should do something. It's automatically going to zoom it out. You can see that that's taking place there. And this is just the basics. You can do your composite modes, and I don't mess around with any of this stuff. You can add color, change the opacity. You can color burn, opacity, nothing there. Color dodge, nothing there. Darken color, difference, and divide. I don't know what difference is. Look, difference to me appears to be pretty close to normal. Your opacity is exactly what it says. How much of this do you want to be showing? You want it to be black? You want it to be halfway? You want it to be full? Speed change, there is no speed change, therefore it's grayed out. Stabilization, I would recommend Super Scale. It's new to me, and you can go in there and let's just go 4 times the scale, and we'll take this to high. I didn't really see much change. We'll take the noise reduction to high. Again, I don't see much change. I think this probably has more to do with video than anything. So I'm going to go back to 2 times, or you can control Z, and I think it was medium and medium. All right. One quick thing I forgot to bring up. You can set your settings when you first start. Before you drop any medium, you can go in here and set all your settings up. Your timeline resolution, frames per second, and I can't change it because it's already been set. Go into the image scaling, color management, and I don't change any of this stuff. General options, again, I don't change any of it. Capture and playback, I'm trying to remember where to set your automatic save is at, and right now I'm not remembering where that's at. Subtitles, I don't mess with that. Fairlight, I don't mess with at all. And path mapping, I don't mess with that as well. So we're going to cancel that. Come in here to preferences. And this is where you can set additional preferences. Your memory and GPU, I have 64 gigabyte of memory. It's giving me 47.8 to use. Your storage, you want to set where you want it to be stored. Your video output, video plugins, go into user, and I think it's right here. Yes. So you go into project save and load, under user, and you set however many. I found 10 minutes to be pretty good. That's the only thing I've changed. And then if you change it, you hit save. I'm not changing anything, so we're good to go. Let's do this. Let's take this picture, and we're going to hold down the Alt key, and we're going to duplicate it. Now I did that so that we could go to the next tab, which is Effects, and we're going to look at some effects. Supposedly you can drag this from the left to the right and it shows you the effect. Sometimes this works for me, sometimes it does not. I'm going to take this smooth cut. Now I'm going to use, I call this one the Star Trek. I like this one. So we're going to bring the Star Trek effect down, and we're going to place it on our first clip. But I don't want it on the first clip. I really don't. And then we're going to play this by pressing the space bar. and nothing happened. Well, even though it shows it is there, nothing happened. So let's make this a little bit longer by grabbing the edge and see if it'll play. It probably won't, because again, it's a doggone still. It actually should work though. I don't know why it's not. Now if you want to change it, you can come up here to here, change it to the barn door, and there, now it's going to work. So if we hit the space bar, there's your effect. It's just a preset effect. Now, I'm not sure why the old Star Trek thing didn't work, so we're going to try that again. Hit play. Star Trek's not working. Star Trek is not being nice today. I'm not sure why. Band wipe. Let's see if that's going to work. That's not going to work. Barn door seemed to have worked. Yeah, barn door works. Usually if they won't work, what I found in the past, yeah, see, that's not going to work. All right, so how do I get this to work? Well, let's get rid of it for one thing. So click on it, hit that. We're going to separate these two just a little bit. We're going to shorten this one down, shorten this one down, and we're going to go put them back together. We're going to go grab an effect, and we're going to put it right there. We're going to hit play and see if that works. Nope, still didn't work. That's frustrating. You can make this bigger by coming up here and using the slide, or just hit the plus sign. I just need it big enough where I can grab that and figure out why that's not working. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger yet. Now I can change it to something else. I know the barn door was working. I'm not sure why the arrow's not. So I'm going to delete it. And it's just a pain to get a hold of sometimes. Hitting the backspace and it's gone. I'll try this a different way. Take this one away. I'm going to come up here to this razor blade and I'm going to chop off from, I'm going to chop off about 2 seconds to right there. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to chop off about 2 seconds. Then I'm going to go back to the arrow. Going to get rid of that. And get rid of that. This seems to be backwards to what you think you would do. You would think maybe those aren't going to work. I don't know. You'd think you wouldn't take anything away. You think you would add to it. But usually, now this is not working either. So we'll bring this down. Make this a little bit bigger. That's not going to work. Yeah, I'm not sure why. With it highlighted, I'm going to get rid of it. Let's see if the split will work. The split's going to work. But if you can't get the effect to work, remove about 1 second to 2 seconds and it'll work. It's just an effect. That's all that is. Alright. Let's go try something else here. Let's get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this one. Open up our media pool. And let's bring this one down. Here's another thing. If you don't have them linked, clicked, they won't move together. Even with it clicked, they won't move together. Off click, then they'll move together. To unlink them, make it gray, off click, and they'll move separately. Nope. Yeah. I'm going to bring this into perspective so I can see something. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to duplicate this one and close the media, go back to effects, and I'm going to try this one. And okay, now I don't think it's going to work because it's going on one side. So if we play this, W Premiere, still didn't work. It shows that it's there, but the doggone thing is not working. I don't understand why. So we're going to try Control Z to get rid of that. We're going to try to cut off some of the. We're going to take a little bit off there, and we're going to take a little bit off there. You'll notice I'm not even really measuring it, and then I'm just going to delete them all at the same time. We're going to bring this one back together. We're going to bring the iris down, and now you'll see the iris went over both of the. Still not working though. Daggone it! I mean, it's. You can do video editing. I don't get it. It's driving me up the proverbial wall. Of course, it could just be a Davinci thing too. This says it's 3.5 seconds. I don't get it, and I'm just too tired to go figure it out. The barn door's gonna open. Slide's gonna open. Split's gonna open. Box is not. Heart is not. That is not. That is not. Only certain ones are gonna work. This is one that I downloaded. Let's just see if that's gonna work. So let's get rid of this. And let's see if this one's going to work. And it's the same principle. You just bring it down. And then I'm going to make it bigger. And hit spacebar. Many ways you can do video editing. That one worked. I don't get it. Alright, I've lost track of time. This is about 21 minutes. So I want to wrap up this one because there's just so much more that I want to get into. I don't want any of this. So I'm going to delete them both. I'm going to bring my timeline back down to here. Get rid of the media pool. I'm going to press the home key on my keyboard. That'll take me back to the beginning. I'm going to close the effects, close the media pool. If I hit play, what is video editing? And what I plan to do is bring the one I just did and put it behind to explain that. And coming up, we're going to deal with such things as titles. And we're going to look at the different type of titles you have. Now, I'm already ahead of the game with this because if I bring this out here, I have done a titles text choices. And I'm going to explain that next. The different type of titles, their functions, and how they work. This is one that was built. Background. But we'll just discuss that later. This is part 1. I hope you have found this enjoyable. If you have any questions, put it in the comments or send me an email. And I'll put my email address in. Matter of fact, we will do this. We'll bring a text node down. We'll close the effects. Over to the beginning. We have it. And I'm not going to get into this right now, but you can change the size. You can change the font. You can download a million fonts and put them in there. And as you scroll through your fonts, you'll see it changes how it looks. I happen to like null shock, but it's too big, so I'm going to bring it back down. We'll discuss all kind of things you can do with this. One thing I'd like to point out real quick, if I come in here and click on this and click on it again,